When you reach your 50s, your thoughts start turning towards retirement. But for some, retirement might not be an option they can think much about because they haven't saved for their golden years. This is a growing issue among those in their 50s. And here to tell us more about this problem is Garrison the Third from Preservation Financial Group. Davis, appreciate you being here today.
Thanks for having me, Chris.
This is becoming a bigger problem. I mean, why is it becoming such an issue for folks in their 50s not being able to save for retirement?
It's a bigger issue because people they don't plan for retirement. There's too much going on in their lives. Right. They graduate from college, they get married, they have kids, buy a house, so on and so on, and all of a sudden they're in their mid-50s and they think, my gosh, what do I do now? They've contributed a little bit to a 401k, a little bit to an IRA, and they they're like a deer in the headlights, basically. Because usually by that time, they've got children that are grown, getting ready to go to college, and so it seems like just a never-ending circle.
And everybody gets busy living life, and they don't look forward to taking care of the end of their life.
Right, and we've got to remember that our parents, the parents of the baby boomers, were the greatest generation, the greatest savers that ever were. The baby boomers are the worst savers that ever were. But there are several things that you can do in your mid-50s to salvage your retirement. Number one, you've got to make a plan. You've got to do a budget. Figure your expenses. That's a painful thing to do.
Oh, it is.
But you have to do it. You have to establish where you are. People at that point in time don't know how to figure what they're going to need for retirement. It's amazing the majority of people in that situation look at a $4,000 a month expense. They forget about the possibility of repairs around their house, having to buy a new car, that type of thing. They think about property taxes and their electricity and all of that. And so they don't concentrate or account for, it's usually several $1,000s a month, more than $4,000 a month.
Right.
But in addition to that, they have to plan for Social Security. I have a friend in Denver that did a workshop last week and had over 100 people in it. As a matter of fact, we did one last night at the Johnson City Public Library and had over 30 people. And not one of those people had gone online and done a Social Security analysis. Now there's two prime filing strategies that are going to go away April 29th. And people don't even realize this.
Yeah, we've talked about those before.
Yes, exactly. Mm-hmm. But you've got to go, you don't get a paper statement anymore.
You got to put forth some effort.
You've got to go on www.ssa.gov, enter your information, and it will tell you what you're eligible for at age 62, full retirement age 66, and age 70. And people are not doing this. They've got to do it so they'll know what their base is. Social Security is like a lifetime annuity.
Right.
But when you start drawing it, that's what you're going to get for the rest of your life. So you have to give detail to that. Some people say, well, I'm going to start drawing at 62. Mm-hmm. Why? Well, my parents did.
Right.
Well, that's...
You're not your parents.
You're not your parents, and if you plan it correctly, mm-hmm. you can increase your benefit for your lifetime by up to 32%.
And I've actually gone online and looked at it, and comparing 62 to 70, the amount of money at 70 is so much more.
It's 8% per year mm-hmm. for every year that you put off taking Social Security.
All right. Garrison the Third, thank you so much. I mean, great information, folks. If you've got questions, he would love for you to come by and see him. Preservation Financial Group, 208 Sunset Drive, Suite 113, there in Johnson City. There's a number. There's a website. If you're in your 50s, it's time to get ready for retirement.
Thank you, friend.